Okay, everybody, had a little glitch there to begin with. I'm in Total War Warhammer 3, and I wanted to go down the bottom here. Way down the bottom of the map. I wanted to show off a mod that I think is what they're going to end up using in the new Total War Warhammer 40K. Because they mentioned that like a hive city would be like this big thing in a thing, and then you would have like let's say Space Marines wouldn't be running the city, but would be outside it. So there's a mod for forts, and what you do is you take your army outside the fort, and then you build this, and it can be upgraded. Now, what they were saying is this is where you would have upgrades for instead of the city over here, right? Like this stuff, right? And also in orbit, okay, you would have that. Now, the way this thing functions, it's like a backup army, right? For this circle, anything in this circle can get reinforced by this if you have some bonuses to that kind of stuff. I can give you an idea what would help you for that. We'll go way over here. Let me zoom in here. Jeez, I hate the way they do that. Get over here. I like that they fixed the mouse thing too. I was kind of complaining about that because if you scale, so I got a little, I need glasses, okay? But until then, right, I scale up my operating system 25%. And that messes up some games, and it seems that it messes the mouse up when you scale. So if you have the problem where you go like this and it goes chit, 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 turn off the scale and whatnot. It seems to function better when you at 2K than at 1K as well. Uh, how does that sound normal? I don't know either. But anyway, um, when you go in here, the skill that helps you for reinforcements is this one here. Enables lightning strike battles when reinforcements are present. Reinforcements supporting this army can have their arrival point adjusted by blah blah blah. Battle reinforcement time, and that kind of stuff will help you. Like uh, anyway, we'll just do a couple of turns in here. Am I doing anything with this guy? So let's see. I took all that. What's next here? I need Lurid. Hammer, blah, 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 which sounds like this one here. Okay. I'm using a bunch of mods too just to test stuff out in the console commands. So I just gave myself a whole bunch of gold and everything else just to test this out. And it and what I'll show you how you do make a fort. Okay, you can't just build one somewhere, right? You got to have a physical army be there, and where it is, then it builds it there. And it's good because I had a situation where I tested Bretonia on the coast, and you have coastal cities, and if you place two forts close enough to each other near a border, but not quite, you can have them overlap those reinforcements such that it really makes for suddenly you're having a more turtleistic tactical war because somebody that invades you is now going to need a doom stack, as they call it. So let's just do this first. So you go like here, right? You don't have to go there. You could go over here on the coast or something. And see this little icon here? It says build a fort. Now, sometimes it's more than this, okay? This guy got a bonus that makes it cheaper, right? Now here, it puts an actual lord in there that you can't move out of the place, and you get two options. This is this one here, right? So you can recruit, you know, like globally and everything else here. So we're gonna give them that thing, right? And whatever your thing is there. So I'm just gonna go, boom, 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 right? A little variation, right? Then you go over to here, and you can see what it'll give you there. But you also get whatever it can send from here too, right? So if you build up in your region, you can get some really funky reinforcements. So then it's, you know, and that this here helps reduce the cost of things, right? I'll just do auto battle. Pirate victory, eh? That doesn't look good. Get in there, buddy. Occupy it. Okay. I also took a thing that gives me 2 points per level here just to test this out better. Uh, uh, so rank 20. Oh, what do I want to do here? One there. That'll do for now. Keep growing. Looks like one of the corn guys is in there. And I'm using the Immortal Empires mod for that expanded one that gives you a bigger, even bigger world, which is kind of even more fun. Woohoo! Let's see here. I've started making. Let's see, look at this. This is terrifying, isn't it? He's come ashore.
Directed by fate.
Let's see if he wants to come through there. We're at war with these guys, eh? Uh-oh. Okay, I got all that. Okay, I'll just take whatever. For now. He's gonna probably whack that, and then I'm gonna have to beat him up for it. Yeah, he's got some nice units in there too, doesn't he? Figures. Have I done my war over here? Where is it? Oops. There. Whoops. Probably get a claim or something. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. If I do, I do. I don't, I don't. But anyway, some other people, everybody looking at this trailer, I went around and let a bunch of YouTuber gamers I know about this interview that Gamer Stop or whatever they're called had, and I made some comments. Like, first of all, they've been working on this game for 2 years, more or less in secret. There was a leak about a year ago. Um, that's not quite right. Some of it was, some of it wasn't. And that guy has kind of sort of gone on to something else who leaked it. And that's probably one reason why they didn't like that. Anyway, another situation is I was noticing when I look at that video a few times, I have to. Excuse me, my nose is. Something is really bugging my nose today. And I gotta deal with it. Anyway, get over here. Where did he go? Yeah, yeah. Let me see here. Does it come close enough for? Oh, he hasn't. Eh? Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's just see if you want to try that. What do I want here? Someone with a lot of armor.
I bring glorious change, everlasting.
The other thing that I noticed was um, the scale, and I'd done a post, I'll say a good couple of weeks back, maybe, about as a indie hobby guy how in Unreal I could see them doing certain things, right, with the mappings and stuff. And you basically do need at least you got to have the real time area, right, where you're battling, right. You got to go up one scale there, so that's like this map here, right, for but not anywhere near as big. You might get something you know, oh, I don't know. It'd be like what you see, what you see up in here. This about this big, right? Might be what you get per plant. I don't know what they're gonna do there. If they do, they do something to scale, where there's, you know, a hive city on the planet, and then there's not much else around. Then you don't need to be, but there could be battles in the countryside, and then and stuff like that, and then forests and whatever. They can't have that too big. And then you go up to the next thing, which is the planet, right? And then you would have in between planets of space where you could have, instead of like in Napoleon ships, like wooden ones, you have spaceships, right? And like a black arc, right? Helps your troops and does your things and whatnot, and upgrades certain stuff and globally, right? And where these forts might do it locally, a little buff and extra stuff and things like that. You wouldn't control those cities, but you would get a buff from them, let's say, by ownership of areas. That's the take back I got from that. Um, as far as see, one of the problems I'm going to say, and it's not so much for people that are on the tabletop that play this game and know the complexities of every little unit and every little paint job and every little thing. The rest of us that don't do that tabletop but are into this type of a game are going to have some problems here because of the complexity that they're adding in here with customization. A lot of people are going to be, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, right? And and the other point that I like to make is how are they going to do it so that the abuse doesn't happen either, right? Like we don't need a pink Darth Vader kind of stupid thing. Like it just it's fun for a second. It's a big laugh, blah blah blah, but it serves nothing else other than being stupid, right? And people do that. It's like when I go to the Steam page for Total War Warhammer and I start seeing anime. This is not an anime setting, peoples. It's the same with Stellaris. People want. There are whack jobs, I guess, that like little girls in their games. I don't know what. It seems Trumpian to me. That, no offense. I don't know. I liked Robotech. When they took all those three different Macross things, and pieced it all together. But it kind of was a little weird in the way that they, you know, you could sense that. They should do they if they was smart, they'd modernize it instead of making it look like a little 5-year old's cartoon, and do something a little more modern and make it good. They could really take off with that, a Robotech, a new one, and then mi- migrate into the Inbid Wars and the Robotech Master, all that stuff. That would be cool, but don't make it anime looking, okay? Because by and large, the larger scale of the audience is not Japanese. Okay, as much as everybody likes to think so in some way. And that's what I took away from the Game Awards. Is like, holy Asianville. Like almost all of it was other stuff, non-Western, and I can see why. Look at the state of the United States. All right, it's not a hammer on to get political or anything, but oh, I'm gonna keep that up too. See, you can still have pink things in this game because they belong. Like if you want weird in this game, honestly, and you're new to it, even in the Warhammer fantasy setting, get the Slanesh stuff and have fun with that. Because that's the they're the really wacky ones. Anyway, um, I don't know what else to say there. Oh boy, you know. Uh, I wish this guy could come out of there, but anyway, I could get his troops. I think. Can I? Can I? Can I? No, I guess I can't. Eh? Let me see some. Oh, you can, eh? Ooh. Guess who's coming to Papa? I didn't know you could do that. So that's kind of cool too. So you can use it as like a secondary pool of troops too, eh? Um, way over here. Now I'm wondering if I can take him. He's not fully powered up, eh? Die, corn. Take the skulls from the skull throne. There we go. That's the end of him. Good. See something here. Oh, my nose. Something is bugging the hell out of my nostrils, man. I'll take that. And I'll go over here. Go over here. Put that there. And I'll bring this over. Can I do that? I already did. And let's see. Go with control. Yeah. And I'm playing on easy difficulty too. That's another one too. You know, this is sometimes what I do with stuff, right? Like I mess with it, play with it, toy with it. You know, I do that in the Unreal Engine, and then I come up with wacky things that no one else has done. And it's like people are going, "Hey, that's neat." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." Yeah, that's just. There we go. And back over to this guy. Let's fill that out. Looks like we got this guy over here. And we got this one. Yeah, and that's another one. The lord that's in the fort can actually level, and he gets a certain amount of XP if you expand the fort up to level 3, I think it is. So what I like to do is just do that. You know? So I mean, you can end up with if this were in a multiplayer game, you could have a game that's really, you know, if you get 3 or 4 players that hunker down a bit, you know, it then takes coordinated action to deal with somebody, right? And it might be fun for when they bring in the Lords of End Times or whatever it is, where you're hunkered in a little bit better, right? This is it's a neat function that I think, right? Now, mind you, I've sped up things, right? That's another aspect, right? You know, look at the money I have. Look at I've got a growth thing on here where things don't take, you know, more too many turns, right? There's a whole bunch of. Did I already take that? Yeah, I did. Okay. So we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that. What do we got here? We'll wait. Always good to wait. Oh, I got a cultist thing. Yay! Commandment. Control. See, he's gonna go over this way. I just keep fighting his way along. I don't know if he can go through here. Right? And then come down into here and over to here. And fight his way into a new area. Ooh, look at this. Looks like a barrier of sorts. Ooh. That looks trippy, doesn't it? I've never seen this before. The hell is it? Ooh. I don't know, Mom. Keeps the demons away. Maybe. I don't see any more cities over that way, eh? Huh. Huh. But I'm also not in out of the fog of war over there either. Let's see this thing. It's growing, but not much. It's gonna take forever to do that, isn't it? Lots of grimoires. Okay. So let's see what the elves do over there. We'll slowly deal with them. Get reinforcements from that other guy and just keep throwing armies at them until they go away. And I tried I got the new DLC, and I tried the Snake Lady with the 6 swords. Interesting concept. It's a bit, it's a bit wonky on how once all the thralls are gone, it should tell you, hey, you should switch your city to the other type. So you got to tear it down and then bring it back up again. I mean, it's that's that makes you weak in a lot of ways because you won't be getting anything, you know. Here, let's do this smart. So we backed off. Chicken. 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 Okay. I'll take this. Oh, I can't. This. This. I might as well take it all. Take everything I can, right? Okay. And you go up here. See what I mean? You can add new things. So I'm gonna go nuts here. La la. What's he got here? Eagles. A bunch of speary boys. Keep that going. are getting stupid. Oh no. That guy too, eh? Uh,
Change beckons.
okay, let's pipe it out.
Meet your fate.
Chicken in the sea, chicken in the sea. See, I should have put that fort a little more forward, and then I could have had reinforcements there. Oh, maybe. See, that's there. Like, this is what I'll show you what I mean. Oh, this one doesn't even have a fort. Yeah. See, like here, if you click on it, there's a little circle. I'm just on the line there. Am I in it or out? I'm kind of. You stay inside that circle, right? And you can be reinforced. So now, any armies he gets, right, are now added into that. So, kind of buffs you up real good. You can get a little more tactical in the way of stopping these people just invading you stupidly. Get over there. And you can put heroes in these armies. See? Like, this is just this by itself is more powerful than what usually a garrison will ever have. Because they'll never get units like that. You know? Yeah. How come that's not up? Oh, it's already there. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Yeah. Siege corruption, siege corruption. Any corruption thing there? No, no. How about here? That's a control thing. Okay, that's good. We'll take that. So as you can see, I've expanded my little area down here. And like, this is like the edge of the map over here, right? Supposedly, that was where the first edge was, right? Now, if I can get through here somehow, I can get over to this island, right? There's something over here. I just don't know if I get through this barrier. I guess I could go through here, eh? It won't let me go that way, though. Must be some kind of trippy thing there. I'll find out. I've never seen that before, so it's an add-on to the mod for the map, I guess. Oh, and another thing about this fort thing, there's a sub mod that goes with it that gives you maps for the forts, so that a Zeech one would look Zeechy. Okay, if you have a battle in it. I haven't shown that off, but you know, there's that as well, right? I'll put a link in the description anyway for it. Yeah, something's bugging my frickin' nose, man. Badly. What am I doing? Yoo-hoo. Okay. Just sit there and wait. Oh, he's reinforcing himself. Woo! I love this. You know, they did this well. It's fun. This is the things this guy says, eh? see,
Changing heart.
see, he went over that way, eh? My God, look at that. That is nuts.
Those who serve the change and they come.
Do. Uh, we'll just wait.
Supreme sorcery.
So now he's actually reinforcing either of these two, and he's actually reinforcing this one and that one. So if he were to come around here and attack that, he'd have whatever troops this guy has, which is at the moment just these two, plus this, plus the garrison. You see how tough that suddenly is? Suddenly this little elf invasion don't look so, raw.
Dark sorcerer.
Yeah. Uh, way over.
Eternal Scryer.
How are we doing on that? It's barely moving, eh? 790. It's gonna take forever. Get out of there. So, what I'm gonna do is this.
The winds blow.
It's not Chiron. Kairos, move this way. Yeah, and I ran into some people that are really into the lore of 40K that explain not just uh, some history in the game, well, various things, but they get into the tabletop stuff a bit of what it's kind of does and how to paint and stuff because what I see from CA is that there's going to be a lot of people confused about what they're supposed to do with this customization, possibly, right? You know, which is going to be a thing. That's my big fear is, see, I used to play a game quite a bit called Stellaris. It was neat. It was just complicated enough that it didn't stress you out, right? And it was the space battles, and you had different mods and even overhauls, and there was Star Wars and Star Trek, and there was, you know, there was a Cthulhu one, and there was just all kinds of neat stuff you could do. But then they started doing this, what I call update hell, where every couple of days or a week they would update it, and they kept changing things, and it got to the point where I went away from the game, and I come back, I didn't even know how to play it. They changed it that much, and it's now in a state where I tried playing it, and I said, I got an IQ of 165 to 168, and I'm having a hard time figuring this shit out. Yeah, so I mean, don't make it, you know. And then there's the people that are going, well, they're gonna dumb it down for consoles. Well, I hate to bust people, but they've Microsoft has had, I think it was Warhammer 2 in the Game Pass, right? And Epic Games had Warhammer 1 in there. Um, so, it gets around to where they've experimented with different platforms, okay? like what I saw from Troy gave me a feeling like it's almost like they used the Unreal Engine to see what they could do, right? You know, that's what it looked like. And the wavy grass here, the asset that waves trees and stuff, that's an Unreal Engine asset, okay? That was free at one time because why would you use it? It looks non-real. You know, in a fantasy setting, the instant thing to say is, well, it's a fantasy setting, so it doesn't want to be real. Well, if there's a bunch of trees in a forest, they don't all wave in the air at the same pace. That's a you know, it makes it look wrong. It takes the immersion out. That was something that I saw that I went, wow. I wonder if I should just send him right up into him. Yeah, let's invade the elves. Where's my building available? Alright. Where did it show me what I was at? 790, eh? Cult. I think it was this one. Yeah. Oh, there we go. And I noticed they've done something with the mouse working right. This is what I mean about the trees. See how they're kind of waving all in unison? Trees don't do that, eh? They don't. Because some trees are thicker, some are thinner. Therefore, they have resistance. But I get it. You do this kind of thing so that the map uses it's an optimization technique, right? That okay, we lose a little realism to get less resources that you need because it's one asset loaded and one shader, bunch of shaders that's it, right? It's just and just to show you, right? Like I was watching what was it, the show Andor on Disney Plus, and the when they go to hyperspace and there's that like uh, blue and white kind of spinny thing. That's a wormhole I used for Stargate, right? Because it kind of looks that way. You can tweak it that way, and it was a free pack at one time. You know, so when they charge us more money for these things, this is why I exist. Okay, I'm here to tell you that certain things that they're doing, they're cutting corners left, right, and center, and it doesn't cost as much money as you all think, and yet they're increasing prices and cutting back on the number of shows per season and trying to tell you that everything costs more.
This has already happened.
And trust me, they can go in bulk and buy hardware a lot better than us and get discounts. Oh, another elf declared war. Where are you? Okay. I'll kill all of you then. Ooh, somebody over here. Who's this? Looks like a Norscan. La 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 la. Just a demon walking through the fucking woods. Kills. Ooh, see, now he's coming back over here.
You have no power here.
Oh, yeah.
Magic of chaos. Changing location.
Bye. Get off my lands.
Ready to fight! Discard
Should have done a battle because it was open. See, that's the other thing. I'm waiting for an update for the AI general. I like using that so I can sit back and then just zoom around the battle. You know, they haven't updated that in a while, so I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. So it's kind of sad because I used to like that thing in the Warhammer 2 game. That and upbeat.
more power to me!
Uh-huh. Oh, Lord of Change. Uh, uh, I don't know. We'll go here. And then. Okay, looks like I got an update over. With the raven. Go.
A precious reward.
Now I get to go across the water.
Rattling fiends!
I'm gonna kill you badly, boy.
Master, here! Red Sitch's design!
I'm coming for you, LB boy.
You to the changer. May he send us his mutable.
Blah, 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 blah. It never shuts up. Getting cults everywhere, man. Isn't that cool? It's here and
The fates cry out for this.
Here's I'm gaining about 60 a turn. Well, we get there. That's fun. Just blast that on somebody and then they have a revolt. Like a lot of these things are neat, and I see now what they've been, and it's like they were saying in a second interview that I saw that mentioned that they're using some of the things in this game as experiments to see what will work and what won't, right? And then they put it in here as fun for us to have, have and use. It's like Warhammer 3 has been like a test bed for, especially in the last 2 years, for this Total War 40K because they know a lot of people would like to see a grand game like that. But my biggest concern was the hardware that's going to be needed. They're basically saying that a PS5 and an Xbox X, is going to be able to play it. I mean, so that means the massive scale that was in my brain won't be that massive. They're going to split up those massive bits into extra layers. That's what I see. Now, it may come down to that the battles are bigger, on bigger maps with lots of destructible stuff. Like Unreal brought in a thing called Chaos Destruction a while back. They've kind of canceled it because it's really intensively heavy on resources. But I mean, in time, by next year, if we're sitting here next year and they're going to be saying, okay, it'll be out in quarter 1 or quarter 2, right? You know, then by then, most people will probably have upgraded from a 1660 Ti. Most people. I see on Steam that it used to be the 1660 Super and the 1650 were like the main cards. They're not anymore. They're not. Most people are now buying 40. They bought 40 series and 30 series and some 50 series. I have issues with that because if you like retro gaming and you don't want to spend all your money on gaming, the the 50 series cards are no good for you. So you go AMD, and AMD's really pulled it up a bit, but they're following Nvidia in the price, right? But I mean, with all the tariffs Trump does and disruptions of supply chains and routes, these things have an effect. And what happens is, what Trump's doing is he's trying to force the cost of the tariffs back onto the supply chains to other countries. Okay? So, okay, they make the chips. The middleman American buys them all up and then sells them to another country. And because it's come into the country with the tariffs, the U.S. government takes a cut and then it ups the price. They're trying to keep the U.S. middleman in there, right? And that's where it's screwy. Or telling that other company if they don't want them even higher in the U.S. that they've got to eat some of the tariff cost and pass it on to other countries like Canada and Australia and the EU and other nations, right? And that's what's happened, right? And then there's the greed aspect. It's like going to the store and if you look at a cracker, you know the holes that used to be in them that weren't quite holes, right? Now they're actual holes. I said to the manager, I says, if you have a kid, in the past, you could give him a cracker and put some cheese on it, and then put another cracker on top of it, and if the kid could squish it, and the cheese don't come flying out through 15 holes in the cracker. I says, did any idiot at the cracker making company not think at all in their greed? And he was looking at me like, you really thought this out, kid. I go, yeah. Times a billion crackers. It's the same thing with bread. I posted a video about bread, and I was like shocked to see how bad bread is. Right? I always thought brown bread would be better. Apparently, it's no better than white bread, in a lot of cases. It's no wonder we all, you know, uh, if this planet don't start shaping up and getting its act together and start helping each other out, we're not going to make it as a species, okay, off this rock. I guarantee you. It'll be a bunch of Elon Musk idiots that won't know what they're going to do when they get somewhere, and that'll be fail from the get go. Because every major good tech innovation comes from people in the center and center left. Okay, the far left is too busy arguing with the far right or whatever, to be inventing anything other than yelling at ways to yell at each other. Yep. Okay. Woo. We'll do another turn or two. I just want to beat up on elves for a while here. Anyway, yeah. And the other thing is, I haven't upgraded this Windows 11 from 25 to that new Windows because everybody's having problems. Oh, of course. Just as I'm going that way, right? You little stupid lizard. All right, lizard boy. I'll take this army and go beat you up. Keep growing here. There he is there. Look at that. Oh, man. Mom? Is he on the coast? He is, eh? Okay, where's this? What's his experience level at? So 200, he'd be one short. Damn. I hate how that works.
Supreme sorcery.
Let's start. Okay, he's got those guys. Don't come with me. We got a whole bunch of anti-large for you.
The great schemer twists the world to his desire.
I am going to kill you. Modification, whatever that means. La la la. I saw somebody else there with needed. Oh, here we are. Uh-huh. Get 2 more points. Warrior Wizard, Spellslinger, Unmoving Mage. We'll go there. And then, I'll put that one there. And then we go over to this guy. I'm gonna do that. No, I'll do that. Do that, that.
I get stronger.
And then, way the heck over here. So there is guys over here. Yay. Yeah, and yes, I know. I'm just auto-resolving everything. What's left over here? This and that. Then we go over to this guy. Good for you. Some little order change. Huh? Huh. It's crazy shit. Woohoo! Cult upgrade. Yay. There we go. Game's running a lot smoother, at least in my experience too, than it was previously, where it was like, you know. Now it's like up, down, round. I upgraded my NVIDIA drivers to the recent one, but I haven't upgraded the Windows to 25H2 either, or that newest, latest garbage. And if Microsoft doesn't get its crap together, that's going to be an issue in the future because a lot of us are just not going to put up with this as a PC, you know, how it's working. What I should do is just go get LTSC for Windows and then just start putting on drivers that I need and everything else until, you know, things like Unreal and everything else, like the Visual Studio and everything else that I need is properly set up, and then that's that. This guy's tough. Kind of turtled over here a bit. See what he does. Let's smash the elves to pieces. Oh, he went out into the water, did he? He's thinking he's tough. Looking out the window at about 6 in the morning, there's a giant cloud. You can't even see the sky other than a little tiny ring at the bottom. Yep. Woo! Ric Flair is in the game. Good. I got 3 levels there, eh? Nice. Excuse me. Let's see. Is this one? That one. That one. No. I'll come back this way. Finish off these elves. Stinking elves. There. So this is where making a fort would be a good idea too, because then you could, you know, put one like right there. Actually, right there. And you might even get reinforcements to a battle. That's just crazy, eh? It's a good way to level your guys, I guess, too, eh? Yeah. I'm gonna wander over here and beat this guy up first. Woohoo! that. Way over here. There's something beyond here. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna call this video, and like I said, I'm gonna be doing more with Warhammer in here for a bit because I want to get my brain into that for the game and whatnot. Now, I still will do Grim Dawn stuff, right? I just want to take a break. I've done 2,200 hours in that game. It just, your brain goes, ah. You know, I come up with wacky ideas for stuff for that game too, and combinations. Like there's 1,600 different possible character classes. Not all of them are viable. Some of them are okay. You can get them to 100th level, and they can do the whole game, and then the end game stuff is where they start to fail. The Shattered Realms stuff. Anyway, guys, have a good day. And if you like this content, like and subscribe.